Hey guys, I'm Gabby and welcome to my channel. If you are new to my channel, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for tuning in. As you can see down below, we are on a road to 200 subscribers, so please make sure you've subscribed if you haven't already, and let's get straight into this tragic video, right? So yesterday, guys, I was chilling. I was watching a movie, and I was just like, okay, scrolling on my Instagram, and as soon as I opened the app, this is what I saw.
Hi. Which side is the wrong? Like go the other way? Yeah, go home. Which side is go home?
Guys, I wanted to tell the story time as soon as I could, but I needed to recover. Do you understand? Because it didn't make sense to me that happened to me in real life, so I had to recover. But then after all the calls that I got and after all the messages that I was getting, I was just like, you know what, I might as well just go and tell a story time so that I keep on moving with my life. Do you understand? Because I can't keep explaining the story to each and every individual. Just that I am tired. Okay, so let's get straight into this video. So this wasn't the first time that I wanted to go to a King Omar shoot. It was the first time I was going to a King Omar shoot, but it wasn't the first time I was making plans to get to the shoot, right? So this was on a Friday, right? I was going through my Instagram and I was just like, oh my goodness, King Omar's gonna have a shoot tomorrow. And I was just like, yeah, I might as well just go because I've tried, and you know, just life just gets in the way. But I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go tomorrow. I'm just gonna go to the shoot tomorrow. You only live once. I did not know that I was going to die at this very moment, but yeah, I text King Omar on IG, and he responds an hour later telling me the time that we're gonna meet and the place and all of that. Mind you, I texted King Omar on my second account because on my main account I missed him. That's a story for another time, but yeah, I got a response on my second account and he's like, okay, this is the time and the place of the shoot. Yeah, the next day I woke up as normal, got ready for work, got to work, came back home, had to prepare for the shoot, had to go to the mall, had to come back, and then I had to start my journey all the way to Midrand, right? King Omar told me that I need to be there at 12:30. I only got to Midrand at 3. Don't ask me why. Yeah, I only got there at 3 o'clock. Once I got there, I was filled with anxiety. Guys, I was filled with anxiety. There were so many people there. Like, everyone was just so confident and all of that. And I didn't know what to do with myself, right? So I decided to call certain people just to calm my nerves down and to tell them like my location and where I am. Okay, sure, right? Once I'm done on the calls and I see that King Omar's not occupied, I walk up to him, right? He was standing with a specific guy. Walk up to him, he gave me a very warm hug, and I asked him what time the shoot was going to start, and he's like,
hold up, you just came now. When was the shoot supposed to start and you're only coming now?
I told him, yo bro, like I had work and all of that. He understood, and he told me, honestly, I don't know what time the shoot is going to end because many people that are supposed to be here aren't here. You understand? As we are talking and conversating, Sonwabile walks up, right? He walks up and he goes straight to the point.
King Omar, like, I wish I could do this, but I have so many other places to be, yada yada.
And he's not alone, he's with his management, right? He's like, yeah, and all of that. So now they're discussing how they're going to make time for each other, you understand, business stuff. So when I realized that, hey, I'm not supposed to be in this conversation, I walk away, right? And at that moment in time when I saw Sonwabile, honestly, I was low-key starstruck. I'm not going to lie, because I've been watching Sonwabile ever since he had dreadlocks. Do you understand? Ever since he had those dreadlocks. So I walked away, went back on the couch, conversated with the people that I was sitting with, and all of that. And then the guy that was standing with King Omar, he came up to me and he's like, yeah, come with me, right? So I stand up, I go with him, and he directs me into the room where the other girls are, right? He tells me, you know, you can do your makeup, you can get comfortable and all of that. Get inside, greet all the girls and all of that. We're conversating, all of us are nervous. And as much as the other girls were talking and all of that, like, I honestly was just observing because my social anxiety could not. Caruso was coming in and out, trying to see if we were comfortable and all of that. It was vibes, right? Then Caruso comes in and he's like, hey, I want to tell you something, right? I'm like, okay, sure. I get out. Once I get out, Caruso's like, you're gonna be the first girl. I'm like, what? Hold up, I did not sign up for this. What? He's like, yeah, you are going to be the first girl. And I'm like, why? And he's like, bro, like, you can do this, like, you don't need to be nervous. Like, bro, he told me some bull crap. I don't even remember what he was saying. And yeah, I was just nervous. But we started to have a conversation. I started to get to know about him. He asked me where I was from. I told him I was Congolese. Like, we were just conversating. It was nice. And I think that kind of like calmed my nerves down. So then he comes back, he gives me the microphone. But then I wait there for a long time. 10 minutes passed, I'm still waiting. Another 5 minutes passed, I'm still waiting. Creators are going in and out, and I feel as if that's what made me really nervous. They're coming in and out. I saw Tato Rampedi, Lebo Rampedi, I saw Kumisho, I saw Cadie, I saw Arjun. Guys, I saw every creator. I saw Zille as well. And I was just like, you know what? I need to sit down, right? So I'm like, Caruso, can I sit down? He's like, yeah, sit down, right? I go ahead, I sit down. Now, where I was sitting, that's where Sonwabile's management was, right? So I go there, I greet them, I sit down, and I start editing, right, my videos. So as I go and sit down, guess who comes walking again? Sonwabile. Sonwabile walks up. Now, as he walks up, bro, like, I totally ignored this guy's existence, right? I feel as if I overcompensated just because of how nervous I was. Like, yeah, and he just seemed as if he didn't want to be disturbed, right? So now he's there, he's busy changing socks with his manager because his socks were dirty and all of that. Okay, sharp, right? I'm just there, I'm editing. Caruso's like, yeah, now it's time to shoot, right? So then I walk up, right? I go back to where I was standing, and then there's something wrong with the microphone. So I'm just looking around. Lebo Rampedi asks me, he's like, are you going up first? I'm like, yes. He's like, good luck. I'm like, you. I was terrified. And he's like, bro, he started giggling. He's like, you're gonna be fine, you're gonna be fine. I'm like, okay, sharp. Now it's time to shoot, right? I walk up to Sonwabile, unbothered at all, and you guys saw what happened. You guys saw what happened. I was disgraced on national YouTube. Like, that scenario and what happened that day plays in my head all the time. I'm not gonna lie, because it's just embarrassing. That moment was extremely embarrassing, and I didn't know that was gonna happen to me. Yes, and I'm always watching King Omar's videos and I always see what happens to girls, but I didn't know that it was gonna happen to me. I didn't think that it was going to happen to me. That happens, I walk off, right? And as I walk off, Dumisha was like, bro, this always happens, you'll be okay, right? Now I'm just standing there, they're removing the mic, right? I walk back into the dressing room or whatever that place is. All the girls are asking me, yo, what happened? What happened? I tell them what happened. This guy told me to go back home. And imagine, I took different modes of transport just to get here, only for him to tell me to go home. What? I was just like, wow. And the girls are like, oh my goodness, he's so rude. They comforted me. I remember there was a girl that came to me and she's like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm totally okay, knowing very well that I was burning inside. I was like, you know what, I am okay. Like, at the end of the day, I'm okay. It's content, right? So now I'm there, I'm chilling. I already know that I'm out. Like, I'm just going to view the whole thing. Caruso comes back in and he gives me the mic. He's like, you have to go back in. I'm like, no, but they took me out. He's like, no, you have to go back. I'm like, what do you mean? What's happening? Confused, right? And then all of a sudden, I go back with all the other girls, and then they ask, like, And that's where I'm just there standing, right? And then they ask like, which girl is not interested in him anymore? Like, who wants to walk out, right? I just went there and I stood there and I was just like, oh my goodness, I can't believe I'm doing this. I didn't walk away just because of like how traumatized that was. Like, nothing was processing. My CPU was not processing, right? So then that happened, no girl walked away. And then, yeah, we walked back to the room. And then I told Caruso, I can't participate because Sonwabile took me out. He's like,
oh, I didn't know.
I'm like, wow. So, okay, sharp, as the girls are shooting, I'm seeing how the girls are shooting. And as that's happening, I'm seeing different content creators. I'm meeting, I'm talking to people. It's really nice. I even saw Jay, right? I even saw Jay at the shoot. I didn't even know that he was going to be there. I saw the Pretty Boys RSA as well. It was just so amazing. And after talking to all these creators, I realized I am not going to participate in any shoot again. Like, I'm totally done. So while people were shooting, because we weren't shooting only one video, there were 4 videos that we were going to shoot that day. So I was just like, I'm not going to participate in any other video King Omar is going to shoot. Like, I'm totally done. I'm totally done with this whole shoot. I went there, I went to go and chill with Jay and them, Jay and his friends. They were totally amazing. So now as I'm chilling, I see one of the girls walking out and she's like legit crying waterfalls. And I'm thinking to myself, what's happening? What's happening? I go up to the other girls, I'm like, what's happening? What's happening to her? Why is she crying? She's like, no, Sonwabile called her. I'm like, why? He's like, no, he can't date her, he can't be with her because she looks like one. And I'm like, oh my goodness. That's when I realized that this guy is a mean person, right? Yeah, watching all his content, I did not realize that. Watching all the videos and the reels, I didn't realize. I only realized it at this point that this guy is actually mean. Like, how are you so comfortable with calling someone or referring to a woman in a very derogative manner? Like, it does not make sense. And that's when I realized that I can't watch Sonwabile's content the same. That's when I realized that. And I'm like, maybe he was mean to me because I didn't really acknowledge him. Like, because he's like a YouTube celebrity, I didn't like acknowledge his presence. I didn't say, oh my goodness, like, I'm such a big fan. Like, I didn't wild out. And I feel that that's why he treated me like that. And that's what was going through my head. And I'm just like, rah, is this the type of person I've been watching all this time? Is this the type of person he is? But I'm like, it's life, you understand? So yeah, I decided to carry on with my life. I was just like, you know what, it happened. The video was going to come out and all of that. And one thing that people ask me is that, why didn't you ask King Omar to remove it? Like, why didn't you ask? And for me, it's just like, guys, it happened. Do you understand? Like, why must I go and tell him to remove it if he wasted all his time to edit the videos and to make sure that the video was of good quality? Why should I now go back to him and tell him to edit out my parts? You understand? Like, it does not make sense. So then I decided to move on with my life. I was just like, you know what, whatever is whatever. Dugu. I think after 2 days, my brother calls me up and he's like, you are on Sonwabile's vlog. I'm like, hold up, what do you mean? He's like, Sonwabile has a vlog, right? And towards the last part of the vlog, it's you walking up to him and him disgracing you. I'm like, hold up, what? When he did that, that's when I realized that that was very intentional. You understand? Why did he have to put that last part? Honestly, why did he have to put that part? With that video, right? I watched that video on mute. Like, I couldn't listen to anything this guy had to say. Yeah, it was shy. And then yesterday happened and I realized that I just have to address what happened. You know, at the end of the day, like, it's embarrassing, you know. So many people are asking me, like, why did you go to the shoot? Guys, these shoots are really important, especially for creators like me, because this gives us a chance to network, right? At the point in time where once that happened, I did not want to network anymore, right? As much as I met people, I didn't really want to network anymore, but I feel as if being in that space just helped me network with so many different people, because I do feel as if my YouTube can reach a bigger audience, right? it can reach a bigger audience. So that's the reason why I went there. But I did not know that I was going to be #1 for sonwabile. And I thought that I was going to participate in another video. I was going to do another video with maybe Arjun or whatever. I didn't know that I was going to do a video specifically with sonwabile. So yeah, guys, that is the story time. Yo, yesterday I was just going through the comments, and yeah, I'm just happy that no one had anything derogative to say about me. Like, yo, yeah, that happened and it was said, but I feel as if some way, somehow, people in the comment section were very sympathetic. It's so devastating because the internet never forgets. Like, that video is going to be up on Instagram for the rest of my life. I feel as if going there made me realize that those spaces aren't necessarily for me. Do you understand? And it does not make sense because every time I go for a shoot, things like this always happen. Do you understand? So yeah, that's the story time. Thank you guys so much for listening, and thank you so much for watching the story time. If you are new to this channel, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for tuning in. Honestly, I'm gonna say that I enjoy sonwabile's content, right? And yeah, I wish the best for him, but I don't think that I can ever separate what he did to me to the content he produces. Like, yeah, it's chai. I don't think I'm ever going to look at him the same way. I don't think that I'm going to support his content the same way. So yeah, it's chai. Thank you guys so much for watching, and for me, see you guys on my next video. Peace.